But yeah, Tenet. I just saw it yesterday. I think you saw it.
I saw it about a week ago when it. Actually, I guess before it came out in the States because it got a earlier release worldwide. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I guess baseline. Did you like it? Not or meh?
I liked it. No, this is a pretty solid film. I think. Like.
I liked it too.
Yeah, like most of Nolan's stuff, I think he's a pretty great director, and this didn't really disappoint. This, the biggest complaint I have, and I think a lot of people feel the same way, is that I just didn't understand what the hell was going on in this movie.
Yeah. There was a lot of cool scenes, a lot of cool action. It felt very epic. But as far as like the details of what was going on moment to moment, there was literally a quote in the movie where someone said,
I know exactly what you're going to say at the very beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, don't try to understand it.
Just feel it. Yeah.
Right. And it's like, that is the perfect expression for how you need to watch this movie.
No, the character says that line, and I immediately thought, like, oh, is this the movie trying to tell me something here?
Maybe. It's definitely got some convoluted something going on. But I think when you look past all of the, the pseudoscience and the intricacies of the relationships, whatever, you just get down to a almost James Bond-like kind of movie. You got your secret agent, and he's awesome, and he does secret agent stuff.
Yeah, it's a spy espionage thriller. And I think Christopher Nolan is very good at directing, I guess, like tension, action, thrills. Mm. And I'd say that's the very core of this movie. It's a thriller. I mean, a lot of the plot points are convoluted, and if you told me you understood all of this movie, I don't know if I'd believe you. But at the end of the day, it is exciting. Even if you don't completely understand what's going on, I imagine you'll still be on the edge of your seat, or at least wrapped up in the spectacle.
And one thing I would like to say is this movie is definitely made for the theater. So if you can see it, I understand that there's, it may not be possible for everybody right now. My experience when I went, I was literally the only person in the theater. So I wasn't too worried about, I still wore a mask just to be safe. But, as far as I'm understanding, I think most theaters are like this. They're not taking a lot of people. They're not all these crowded rows. And this movie is totally, like, I think you'd lose a lot if I had watched this, streaming on my personal TV.
I totally understand why. Yeah, I totally understand why Nolan pushed hard for a theatrical release, because it is very much suited for the big, like, cinematic experience.
Something that really stood out to me for this movie was the score, because I usually think he usually gets Hans Zimmer to do his movies, but for whatever reason he couldn't do it this time, so he got a different guy.
Yeah, Hans Zimmer was working on Dune, I think.
But yeah, this guy is I forget his name. It's like something German. But apparently he works a lot with he works heavily with Childish Gambino. If you're familiar with his music, and a lot of other artists that I really like. And so I kind of felt, or I heard some of the similarities in terms of their music, and then the which is still a score. This is, don't expect hip hop music. There is hip hop music at the very end, but it's a traditional score, but it feels a little bit more less. It doesn't sound like Hans Zimmer. It's its own thing, and I really appreciated it. That was something that stood out to me, and I really liked it. In the theater, you get the booming sounds. So if you are going to watch this at home, whenever this comes out, if you got the surround sound, I think that'll add to it for sure.
Yeah, no, I remember liking the score. In terms of sound, a problem I had with the movie is, and I noticed this, I think, more towards the end of the film, it got to the point where the sound design was starting to like clash with the dialogue. Like I couldn't hear some of the dialogue because it was literally getting drowned out by the score or sound effects. And I like the bombs as much as the next guy, but I also like hearing dialogue.
That's
especially
fair.
When people are explaining what's going on in this movie.
What did you think of the cinematography? So this is shot on, what was it, 35, 70 millimeter camera. It's
I think it was a combination. I'm not sure, but I do know Nolan likes working with actual film a lot.
Yeah, I wouldn't say this is quite as impressive as like Dunkirk was, but it was still pretty good. Like I was lots of treats for the eyes, for sure.
Oh yeah, this is a visual spectacle, and the special effects
they're top notch.
Yeah.
The special effects are amazing. It's some of the coolest action scenes I think I've ever seen, just because of the gimmick of the movie, and just it was just all done really well.
Yeah, they're so seamlessly woven in. It's like if you're into that kind of thing, like you'll be sitting there wondering, like, whoa, how did they manage to pull that off? It's very impressive.
And then I guess the last thing I'll talk about is the acting, which just performances across the board, great.
Very solid. Yeah.
Yeah, they got the I want to say the lead actor's name is Washington. I'm never very good with
John David Washington. He was in Black Klansman.
Yeah, he was great as the spy. Like he seriously, like, strong James Bond vibes from him for me, which I love James Bond. So that was awesome. And then Robert Pattinson was great. I'm blanking on the leading lady and the leading villain's names.
So the leading lady, I don't think I'd heard of her before. Her name is Elizabeth Debicki. I don't know if I'm saying her name right.
I feel like I recognized her, although I can't think of anything that she's in.
When I first saw her, I thought she was Emily Blunt for a second, but she's not. She just kind of looks like her. The main villain's Kenneth Branagh. He's quite a good actor. He can definitely put in a solid performance.
Yeah, and I definitely liked the kind of interesting relationship dynamics between all four of those characters. They're all interesting. They're all different. Like the relationship with each other is different and it adds a lot to the drama. So there's a lot of character drama in addition to this cool action going on, which really drives the movie.
Yeah, no, the character drama really helps because while the overarching plot is fairly convoluted, you can still understand the character dynamics and interactions.
Yeah. So overall, I would say that if you're a fan of Christopher Nolan's movies, I think this gives you a lot of what you like about him, right? Like, it's a lot of spectacle, a lot of cool action scenes, tense kind of, people have been comparing this to Inception, and I think that's somewhat apt.
Yeah.
It's somewhat. A little heady, a little, but still like an action thriller. I would say that Inception was actually easier to understand, though, as convoluted as that movie was. That was more easy to understand than this.
This is Nolan's most convoluted film yet, I think.
Yeah, even more than Memento or any of those kind of like, brain teaser type movies. But still, I'd give it a good review.
Oh yeah, no, definitely recommend it. It's another solid Nolan film. I think by this point you probably know whether you like him or not. And if you like Nolan, you'll like this movie.
I think that's fair.